Hey y'all, hey.
Hey!
So this is the Unspoken. I'm Cecil.
And I'm Natalie.
And we're going to get into it. So last week's episode, is it episode 6?
No, I think it's like 11. Because they get ready to end.
No, is it? So anyway,
Unfinished
the last
business, I think is what it's called.
Yes, unfinished business from Ready to Love.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Woo!
listen.
Too much.
We
got a lot.
A lot to talk.
A lot to
talk about.
Yes.
A lot to talk about. I've seen some stuff on social media already about Kyra and being
Is
disappointed.
that what we want to start? Do we want to start there?
We did take some notes, so we won't get off track. But we did want to dive into it because we're excited to have this conversation about the unspoken, the hidden messages that are entangled in these conversations, interactions, social interactions, stuff that you might miss.
Yeah.
If you're not really paying attention to it. Some of these hidden messages.
Right.
So,
and as two therapists, we always see those things. That's what we do.
It's like 2020. Like we're here. We can see it. Did you see that, girl? Did you
pick up on that? That's us.
Right.
We're here to help you unpack what you didn't see, so we can explain to you what they actually said.
Right. Because a lot of people in relationships, what did I miss?
Oh my goodness! Say that for the cheap seats, honey.
What did I miss?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And so we're here to talk about some of those things that you miss and you don't understand, or it's hidden. It's hidden. It's that unspoken message. Mm-hmm. So our hope is that you can use this information in your own social interactions. Right. Professional interactions, family, friends, colleagues.
Please use it everywhere.
Because communication is key, but effective communication.
That's the key word.
That's the key.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So who we starting with first? Do we want to start with...
I think the obvious is Kyra. Listen.
Okay, let's get into it.
The obvious is Kyra. Kyra, baby.
Oh, where do we start with Kyra? You know what? I want to go back to maybe the first and second episode.
Okay.
Where we got a little bit of introduction about her and AJ's interaction years ago. Mm-hmm. And how she felt like, he was done. He was done to her. I mean, she was done. She was done with him because of how he did not pay for the meal, or not even that he didn't pay for the meal. His credit card.
A drink or something.
Yeah.
He didn't leave.
His card declined.
Oh, his card declined.
And instead of him saying that, or he brought the wrong card or something like that, he kind of just left it.
And I think let her pay for it or whatever. But either way, faux pas, whatever happened, she wasn't feeling it.
Right.
And so in this interaction, I think she said, I'm open to giving him another chance.
Right. Because he explained himself.
Right.
And what happened.
And AJ has been consistent. I really feel like he's been very, very consistent, very clear on the fact that he was feeling her.
Yes.
Even though he did his due diligence and mingled and went out on dates with other people, I think he had his sights set on Kyra.
Yeah, more so than anyone else, I can say that. Yeah.
And I believe that is why it was hard for him to say she's not ready to love and actually give her another chance.
I think so. Okay, so what do you think the unspoken was? He brought her there to send her home.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But then, what did she say or not say? Or was it all him that kept her there? Because I didn't see that there was any clarification.
I believe, again, that his sights have always been set on her.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And that even though I think he believed that Alexis would have been the smart move because Kyra had been on the fence.
Very safe move for Alexis.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Because Alexis didn't have anybody that she was kind of on the fence with.
Right. And she definitely expressed what she wanted.
Very clear. Very clear about what she wanted. But I honestly think that his heart has been with Kyra.
I think you're right.
And he said, I don't want you to go home. I want you to be here with me. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be here with me? And she said yes. Mm-hmm. So it's confusing as to why she still had stuff to say to AJ when this man is saying, I want you to be here with me.
Right.
Which she said made her feel better. He allowed her to make a decision. Mm-hmm. So why are you not any more clear?
I think what we talked about on the first episode with us, that she didn't come in with a plan. She didn't have a plan of what she wanted, her goals for relationship.
Right.
I think she was just kind of winging it and hoping that it would just fall in her lap. And when we do that, it's going to fall away.
Listen, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess when you're not prepared.
Right.
When you go into a situation. Prepared and saying, these are the things that I'm looking for in a relationship.
Right.
So what Natalie and myself are saying is she didn't know what she wanted.
She didn't have a clue.
She did not know what she wanted.
And so she was trying to say that she did by all these hypothetical statements that she was making, especially one in the pool. Mm-hmm. But she never really said, I want this from a relationship and I see it in this person.
That's it. Bingo.
Right.
That's it. So the unspoken, when somebody is wavering, it is saying you don't know what you want. No. You don't know what you want and need out of a relationship. You don't know what the characteristics that you're looking for in a man.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So when somebody's like, I don't know. Well, you know exactly what you want when you know what characteristics and whether you've seen those. Right?
Yes.
So That's Kyra. That's Kyra.
Yes,
and AJ.
Very indecisive.
Very indecisive.
But what do you think about Kyra being mad or annoyed with Jason, who did not pick her, but I guess she felt like he should have stayed around until she decided, until Kyra decided on what she wanted?
Ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah, that was...
No, ma'am.
No.
Not okay.
No.
Just not okay. It can't be a double standard.
Right.
You want someone else to be very clear about what it is that they want and need, but then you're not. So you're upset because, I don't know, that he didn't, choose
I don't even know if she was upset about that, but I think she was more upset that he didn't stay around to see if she chose him. And which is too much, which is just overwhelming.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that, man.
She was not clear. She was very indecisive. She was not clear as to what it was that was hanging her up, what was making her torn. She did not pinpoint, well, Jason, I like who you are. I like how you make me feel, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But this I'm struggling with. She never said that to either one of the guys.
Right.
So she always was like, but I don't know. But I like them both. Blah, blah, blah. And
I love how Jason handled it. He basically was like, Queen. We're not
no disrespect.
No disrespect. We're not going to do that. Right. What do you want?
And when she tried to go down another rabbit hole,
he said, no.
We're not doing
that.
What
do you want? You better handle the situation.
That
Jason.
Is what submission looks like to me. Whereas if I'm going to submit, then I need to know that you are there to help me get there. Like you're going to, because he was protecting her by saying, this is not what we're going to do. It was different than David.
He set a course and he set a direction.
He did.
And it's basically like, follow me.
And she submitted because he was not allowing her to, like, the difference between Jason and David is because David didn't. He tried to do that manly, submissive thing. No, but he didn't have no protection around. No,
and it was a falsehood.
It was false.
It was bravado. With David. Yes. It was ego.
It was ego.
In this exchange with Jason, he even said, "My bad if I sent a wrong message or I said that maybe I shouldn't have said that." Right. So he apologized. Right.
Right.
And I didn't see David apologize at all.
Right.
But in this situation, Jason set a course.
He did.
And he asked her clearly, what is it that you want? Mm-hmm. No, we're not going to the left or to the right.
Right.
Be specific. And so, if you're, be direct in your communication.
Right. And he was very direct. He was like, when she asked the question, if I would have done something different, would you have made a different decision? And he said immediately, no. Which I think kind of crushed her a little bit.
But I think she was in her feelings.
A little bit,
I really do believe that she was in her feelings. Instead of being appreciative of the fact that he was certain. Because that you wanted his certainty. You wanted that. Now that he gives you the certainty, then we can't, come on.
Yeah, she was a little upset and hurt about him not sticking around, because she never said in any of this that she wanted Jason.
I know she said that AJ allowed her, I guess she didn't feel pressured to make a decision. But with Jason, I guess she was feeling pressured to make a decision.
Right.
Well, this is a dating show.
It's a dating show.
The whole nature of the show is somebody's going to be voted off. Right? Somebody has to go home. Everybody's not going to be able to stay. So let's stick to the business at hand.
It goes back to her words were saying that she was unsure, but her behavior was saying, I like Jason, but I'm not sure about Jason. I like AJ, but I'm not sure about AJ.
She wanted both of them.
She wanted both. I think if she could take the characteristics from both and mush them together with one man, maybe she would have picked him.
But, in life, we can't do that.
No.
So, okay. So, let's talk about Liz and Kyra at the dinner with Nephew Tommy.
Now, I have to applaud Liz for the way...
Bravo, queen.
The femininity that she expressed in her unspoken behavior.
Yes. Her poise, her grace. She didn't say anything when she was clearly disrespected. While she was expressing, how Jason gave her the rose and the characteristics that he said that she possessed and he admired. And, that just... oh my God, who's cutting the onions? I was crying. I don't know if anybody else was crying.
It was just like, whoa, like
it was
he
emotional.
thought it through.
Oh my goodness,
it did not seem like he was playing her or trying to, play a game or whatever.
He was very genuine.
Oh my goodness,
he was very genuine.
It was a beautiful thing. So as she is expressing this to everybody else, you see Kyra laugh.
She laughed. She laughed about it, which was not appropriate.
No.
It was rude.
And it showed that she kind of dismissed what Liz was saying. But what I liked was Liz kept it together. Now, my facial expression would have said something.
Excuse me?
And I'm working on that.
Are you laughing?
Right.
Are you laughing?
Or get a good side eye.
She didn't do that.
No, not at all.
She was very poised. And,
oh, my goodness.
She said what she said. In her green room recording, she did say it was disrespectful. And it was. But I think that it kind of hit Kyra hard that, oh, wow, I guess he didn't see those characteristics in me. Or he didn't see those things in me. And she made mention of, saying something about sex before marriage, no sex before marriage. Well, he wasn't expressing that to me. Well, listen.
He could change his mind.
But, again, the standard. What is the standard?
And Liz set her standard. She set her goal.
She has always kept it very ladylike.
Yes.
Very, this is who I am. Right?
No apologizing.
No apology for that.
Yeah.
No wavering.
No.
She carried herself in a certain way, and that's what Jason saw.
Right. And she has been consistent with that throughout the time that she was interacting with the other guys.
Yes.
She let it be known. And that was the difference I saw between Liz and Kyra. It seemed like Liz had her list, her expectations, what she needed from a relationship already together.
Absolutely.
Before coming on.
Absolutely.
And Kyra was just trying to wing it, I guess.
We just gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And so the unspoken here is set a standard.
Set a standard.
And either they're gonna rise to it or fall away.
But then you know and not waste your time by setting the standard, and you can weed out the riffraff.
Absolutely. And Jason rose to the standard.
He did, because I was not expecting that at all.
I wasn't either.
At all.
I wasn't either. But Liz has always been consistent. Like, I like the way Jason makes me feel.
Yeah.
I love how he makes me feel.
Yeah.
And then this rose, giving of the rose.
Oh my goodness.
All of that just solidified
that was it.
all of that solidified it.
That was just showing, because it was almost like a proposal, but it was a statement, like, let me be clear.
I see you.
I see you.
I see you. I see more than what you've told me.
Right.
In your actions, in your character. Her unspoken was very clear.
And consistent with her spoken.
And it was also consistent with obviously what he's looking for.
Right.
Because he said, my mother and my grandmother.
Stepmother. So clearly there is respect of these women in his life that were really important to him and made a statement in his life that he is looking for somebody similar. Yeah, girl.
Listen, okay, so another unspoken, ladies, what's the relationship with his mom?
Right.
Does he have a respectful, loving relationship? What are his mother's characteristics? Right. Because secretly, the unspoken is, I'm looking for some of those traits in somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Especially if it was healthy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And basically, that's what Jason is saying in this whole rose ceremony.
And even, what is it saying? That the two women is his mom and his stepmom. The idea, the stereotype of what stepmoms are was not in Jason's life.
No.
She demonstrated that you may not be my birth child, but I'm still your mom.
Absolutely.
And so that showed me that he pays attention, that he had his own agenda and knew what he was looking for, because he turned down some women before. He turned down Alexis and some other. So it just... That love story, I cannot
get it, Jason. Get it. I love it.
Did the doggone thing.
He did the thing. So you mentioned Alexis.
I liked her, but she was not ready for this type of environment.
I liked Alexis, but I do feel as if she was a bit aggressive. Masculine energy.
Yes.
A lot of masculine energy, which unspoken is a turnoff for men.
Yeah.
Right. So from the beginning, when she noticed Jason there, and oh my God, that is my son's
basketball
coach, and she zeroed in on him
like
white on rice, like hot cakes.
Like a bulldog. And it was and even the guys, and she did that like throughout her journey with the different guys, that they even said she's too aggressive, that she's too sexual talking, that it was just too much for them.
Well, one of the things, and I said it last week, was that sticks out to me when AJ said, whoa.
Yeah.
That is it. The unspoken is, you're relax.
You're doing
back
too much.
up. You're doing too much. Calm down.
Yeah.
And if you give that a person that feeling, they're gonna fall back because they're gonna want to put some distance.
Right.
And so I think Jason handled her very well.
He did. And quickly.
He did. He said, I like you, but I can't see you outside of, you are my student's mother.
Yeah.
And
he was very clear.
He was very direct.
Yeah. And early on in the show, so it never led her to believe that it could be something.
Right. And then she's like, okay, moving on.
Right.
And then she zeroed in on Ron. And, You said I'm your number one.
Yeah. Don't forget I'm your number one.
No.
What does that say?
Right, because if you have to remind him of what you are to him,
right.
Is it genuine? Is it really there?
It's not. And that's the thing about relationships. You have to listen to what they're saying, what they're not saying, and ask the questions to get clarification. Don't just assume that because he brought you to see his friends that you in there.
Right. Or he said that she was his number one, but still, let's see this.
Yes,
let's see
because there's a lot of people here.
Because we're still gathering information.
Yep.
And just because you said that I'm your number one, you might not be mine.
Right.
Because I got a list of characteristics and things that I'm looking for.
Right.
And one of those things she was kind of trying to dismiss, which was prayer and, and that's how that ended.
Because she was trying, that's the thing, she was compromising that. Because he was clear that he was not religious.
Right.
Ron was very clear.
Right.
But I think she felt like the need to help him see Christianity in another way, where we're not just in your face telling you need to go pray. But she also wanted him to have a religious or at least a spiritual. And he had neither.
No.
So I was wondering about that one.
He didn't want any parts of it. She allowed him choosing her to overshadow what she wanted.
It. Yeah.
And so, again, so very important to know what you want, know what you need, know what you believe to be important as far as a healthy relationship, marriage, and look for that in the other person.
Yeah.
Look for those characteristics. And so you can be able to check off your list. And if they're not there, they're just not there.
And don't get caught up on what you think of the potential of the person. I always say the potential. Well, he has the potential. Well, the potential just means that there's a possibility, but you have no evidence that it's going to happen. So we can't be relying on the potential. I think Liz saw that early on, realized that she had thought more of David earlier when she said he had my heart, but I should have said he had my interest. See, she was able to backtrack and say, let me look at why I like this guy.
Right.
And what is the real feeling? And when she realized after he did some things and told his friends about the kiss she had with Jason and the inappropriate behavior and how he interacted with her ex, she realized I was more so in what his potential
was, and the fact that he said that he was in church and they had some similar values with regard to spirituality and religion and church. So I think she kind of latched onto that and said, okay, and I see some things that I like, okay. But then he showed himself. And
that you have to give time for them to show themselves.
Yeah, you do. You have to give some time for them to show themselves. So what else did we say we were going to talk about?
So let's talk. I'm just going to throw it out there. Semen retention.
Oh, Chris.
What in the world is semen retention?
Something made up.
Made up.
So you mean abstinence?
Yes, celibacy.
Well, celibacy is like I'm never having sex. That's like monks and nuns, right? I think abstinence is I'm not having sex for a particular time.
Semen retention. That you might be right on them definitions, but it's not semen retention.
He tried it. He tried.
But I guess I love his relationship with Amber.
I do.
Especially since the last season, I thought he got kind of played inappropriately.
He got sent off for some bogus reasons.
Right. So this time, I was really hoping that Chris found someone.
And he had.
And she is just a delight.
She is.
That's another queen, too.
I do. She, again, the master of the feminine energy.
Yes.
Just very subtle. Venetia has it too.
Yes, she does.
Just very subtle, calm. I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to say what I need to say.
Yeah.
And when I'm upset, you're going to know I'm upset.
Right.
But, we're going to do this in a mature way that we can both be heard and seen.
We're not going to do Malcolm and Marie.
No.
That's
we're
not.
We
might have to talk
about that. But anyway,
we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. So, yeah, and I think they have been very clear with each other from the beginning.
I think so.
But obviously, not very clear about the sextivities.
No.
The sex.
Do you think he's clear about that? Or is it... I think you mentioned, like...
They talked about kids.
They talked about kids.
They talked about kids. Having 5 kids.
And they talked about not necessarily needing to be married. You remember that? He was like, they just wanted to be in a committed relationship. She was open to not getting married. She was open to getting married. But both of them were like, we wanted committed relationship. So when he came with this semen
retention. So the unspoken is he's abstinent. He's not having sex. I do believe that he did a good job of explaining.
Yes.
His intention is not to be frivolous in his sexual activity.
Yes.
Where I'm with this one, I'm with this one, I'm with this one.
Just because we went out to dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
He wants to be in a committed relationship.
And that's what he should have said.
He should have said. So we're giving it to you here.
Yeah.
The unspoken in that is, I want to be in a committed relationship before I have sexual relations with somebody.
Right.
I want to know that this is a worthy person of me sharing my body with them.
Yes.
And
that's what he meant to say.
That's what he meant to say.
But
it
came out semen retention.
Semen retention.
Whole thing. We're going to see what happens with them because Amber alluded to.
I don't know. She said, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Can you be convinced?
Right. And he kind of was like,
I can.
Yeah.
I do believe what he's saying is he wants to see how the relationship goes. Right?
Definitely.
Because this is just the beginning.
Right.
For all of the couples.
Yes.
Hopefully after the season ends, they'll continue to date and continue to grow closer.
Because it's not a marriage proposal.
No,
this is not the Bachelor, Bachelorette. Okay?
No, that's why I don't understand what's going on with Kyra. Anyway, we're not going to get back on her again.
No, we're going to leave her alone.
We're going to leave her alone.
But I think wrapping up, I am curious to see how they're going to interact with family.
Oh, yes, because coming up this Friday, we will be seeing them interact with their family members.
Right.
And I think Kyra was saying this is going to be huge because she has to
I do not believe Kyra. Kyra, you're a beautiful woman, and no disrespect for anybody. We are not here to put down anyone, but I think Kyra will still be as confused, even if I think maybe if her mother rejected AJ, then that would be a reason for her to side otherwise. But if mom loves AJ, I think Kyra's going to be just as confused. That is my prediction.
Well, we will see, won't we? We will see. Thank you guys for joining us. And comment, like, share. If you have questions, we'll interact with you and we'll answer things. But we love this.
Yes.
Love the show. Love all of the participants and love this dialogue and this discourse.
Yes. So if you need more, you want someone to dive deeper into your personal situation, we are 2 clinicians, but this is not therapy. So we want you to reach out to your local therapist. You can contact us. We are in the state of North Carolina. You have all our information that we have for you in our bio, but we want to make sure that you get what you want. So please go seek some therapy so you can have the relationships that you want and desire. So until next time.
Bye.
Bye.